night and the Gemini crew. Ooh. Woo! Night into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Ha Woo!
Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. Welcome to another very special edition of Mike in the Night, burning your Saturday night or Sunday afternoon, wherever you are in the Commonwealth. Now, I want to thank everyone for joining tonight, broadcasting from Merritt, British Columbia, from Auckland, across the pond to Sydney, north to Melbourne, west to Perth, northwest to London, north to Dublin, and west to Edinburgh, and across the pond, across the Azores, to Toronto, across to Vancouver, and down to Los Angeles, and across I-10 to Jacksonville, and back north to New York. You're watching Mike in the Night. How's everyone doing? How's everyone enjoying their weekend? Woo! Yeah, Low Roller Scratcher in the comments is asking me, have you heard something happened to Walking Journey today? I don't know what happened. I saw what he posted. I'm gonna get him on the show if we can, find out what's going on. Jordan Retro went to vote today. I voted. And I'm going to take my mom to go voting tomorrow. 26 Gunter is saying it's good. It's snowing in Wisconsin. We got Real Kevin Thompson, Low Roller Scratcher. And Real Kevin Thompson's going to vote the New Democratic Party. I voted the CCP. And that's it, man. It's elections in Canada. Elections are looming. But let's get frank, guys. Let's actually get to the... Let's call a spade a spade. We have to actually vote someone in that's not going to bring in crap for us. More crap. It's almost like we're voting in... I think having one person or a party make decisions for 35 million of us, I don't think that works anymore. Because what's happening is they're just bringing in more crap. And to reverse that crap, it's not going to fly. It's not going to fly reversing half that crap. So it's going to take a lot, or someone presses the reset button. Right? So it's really hard to decipher. Since when have they brought anything that's actually been viable for us, that actually helps the burdened taxpayers, overburdened taxpayers? It's almost like we have our own embargoes. Household family embargo, household family tariffs. It's like every household has a tariff or some sort of an embargo or some sort of sanctions on it that make it hard for each family to kind of make its way through what we call life. Guys, the life expectancy, is getting slightly shorter with the amount of plastics we're digesting and consuming. And I think never in the history of man have we eaten the most worst garbage we could ever. Heck, we even refine our own sugar. We don't even get real sugarcane from Brazil anymore. Well, in Portugal, they import a lot of sugar from Brazil, from cane. But yeah, I don't know a lot of countries that are actually... Anyways. Household embargoes. Household tariffs. What's your household tariff? What is your household paying tax? So if you're watching us in the great land of Canada, God keep our land glorious and free. We are coming into election season. Less than 2 weeks away. We will be voting in a new Prime Minister. We'll be voting in a new leader. We'll be voting in a new representative who's going to be representing us on the world stage, who will be our... Oh, in 8 days, so it's really a lot less than 2 weeks. It's a week and a day. So people are early voting. That's good to see people going out early voting. No, election's not today for Canada. Polls, early votes are today. I think yesterday they started, actually. But I think we're too far in. Could it be fixed? Of course. Anything could be fixed. Nothing's impossible.
It's so hard for me to sit back here looking at a guy out here hollering my name.
Yeah, it's hard to sit back here, guys. It's hard to sit back here. So we got Alf Mo in the house saying Alice in Wonderland. Laurel Scratcher, is Russia involved in Canadian election? No, I don't think Russia has time to deal with Canada at all in any like kind of sense of the level. I don't know, in any level platform. I'm not too sure what. I'm not too sure if we send them dairy. Man, I'm not too sure what we send them, to be honest. I'm not too sure whether our major... Guys, look up what the major export to Russia is from Canada. What do they depend on us the most for? See if someone could look that up for me. I'd like to know, actually. A lot of us would like to know. It is here, guys. It is Mike in the Night. It is Saturday night. PPC 2019 just voted today. I voted too, PPC today. Donaire saying lumber is our major export to Russia. I believe it. I believe it. So I want to thank... I got lots of comments coming in on Skype too. We got Crazy Tracy here in the background sending me like 22 messages. And Crazy Tracy doesn't have a YouTube account, but she watches my channel. Canada probably exports most of its gold to Russia, probably, and probably natural gas, and probably... So Solidator says, I go notification tonight. So I guess he got a notification tonight. Kevin Thompson, the Ravens snowed in. Donaire said CBC said PPC will only get 2%. I laughed at that. Guys, let me make this extremely clear to you. And I might have to translate this into multiple languages so that we could get a good percentage of the planet to understand us. Okay? CBC stands for Canadians Broadcasting Crap. Spanish is Canadienses Produciendo Mierda. Portuguese is canadiense produzindo merda. But, Raven has seen the apocalypse. We'll get him on the show in a bit. Woo! If he could make it. I'm not sure what his situation is. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's kick off a bit of news here. I kind of wanted to go low-key for the intro of the show today. Kind of a slight low-key tonight for you guys. Raven's got no power, so he probably can't come on the show unless he uses his phone. I'm not sure what his situation is there, but maybe we could get Mike in the night to send him over some blankets and flashlights. So what do we got going? Let's get going here. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. I want everyone that's watching right now to go to the live stream, okay? And on the live stream, all right, you're going to see at the, like, right underneath the screen where it says thumb up and thumb down to the left, share. You see, it says share there. Share this video right now to some, you'll see me talking. You see me on the screen. Go down, you'll see share. Go ahead and please share this. And if you're not watching it on a desktop, you touch the three buttons or the three dots on your thing, click it and share it. Share it. Share this transmission tonight to any social media platform. I don't care which one. Share it, share it, share it, share it. So we got the Raven saying, I was in town today where people were sleeping in their vehicles. I believe it. No food, no gas. No power. Mike in the night, guys. I want everyone to share this right now. This transmission live. Share it, share it, share it, share it, share it. Right now. Because we got some important discussion here. Guys, I've met somebody. I didn't meet the person. I kind of read their comments today. I officially have met somebody that knows everything. Hallelujah, and God bless America. So let's take a look here. I did a video today on life after death. You know, what I feel or what I believe. It's got 53 comments, believe it or not. And Trenzalore officially knows everything. I didn't know that this would happen in my lifetime. I never thought I'd never see my life. And I've met someone today that actually knows everything. Wow, and it's got 9 replies on it already. Guys, go to the video later. The life after death, we know nothing. This is actually a very important video, and I actually found someone that knows everything. It's phenomenal. I didn't think in my lifetime I would meet everyone. Like, I think I know 0.0003% of what we need to know, or what there's out there to know. I think I don't even know a 1/10,000th of a percent. Yeah. Hold on. Woo! Okay, let's go. Guys, don't forget to hit me up on PayPal for a tip. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Mike Martins Official, guys. Don't forget to hit me up. And thank you to my 16 Patreon supporters for supporting this transmission. Yes, they really do support this transmission because I actually buy stuff. So there was a community shelter. They wanted us to stay there. So what is happening in Winnipeg? Let's find out what's happening right now. Everybody's in the comments. Wow. All right. So we got some issues here in Winnipeg right now. Tree apocalypse. Plane stuck. Okay, so we got some news from people in Winnipeg. Homeless camp preserve through heavy. Late Friday afternoon, the homeless camp set up just off Winnipeg's Disraeli Freeway. Joseph Tully needs to clear a path for snow. In the snow. Wow. So Winnipeg is not. Here it is, the tree apocalypse in Winnipeg. I guess the weight of the ice and the are bringing down. Oh wow, that's pretty bad. Wow, I don't know. See, Al Gore, we got to contact Al Gore. Could someone give me a direct line to Al Gore? I need to contact him because this global warming is out of control. We need Al Gore here. I don't know what Al Gore's. The only thing I could see us do is basically getting an airplane and filling it with money and smashing it into the sun or something. Yeah. So, yeah. Guys, go into your thing and share this right now. This live stream could be shared. Go ahead and share it right now to any piece of social media you use. Because tonight, it is Mike in the Night. All right. Woo! All right. So that's what's happening right now on the ground with the Raven. Our man, the Raven. So he's out of power, and I think he's watching this on his... probably... yeah, okay, Raven wants to call in. Hold on, Raven, buddy. We'll get you in, I promise, first. But I want to go over a few things here real quick. Some of the basic articles here, what's going on worldwide, and we'll get the Raven to tune in what's going on. I promise. California's burning due to the left. Yeah, the homeless situation in California is... Okay, well, the Raven's calling in right now. Yo, Raven, what's up, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. What's up?
Oh, I just wanted to call in before I have to go to work in a little while.
Oh, you're going to work? Okay, I thought you were going to be around.
I got quite the good story for you guys. I got called to work yesterday at 3 o'clock for 5, so I was at work at 5 o'clock yesterday. I made it out of Winnipeg. It took us hours to get out of the yard. Took our train out of Winnipeg, could only go 10 miles an hour because the power was out on our entire rail line west. Crossing arms were broken off. Everything was out. Power was down. The highways are shut down. Winnipeg west, nobody can get out there. We made it 53 miles west of Winnipeg, and about 56 miles west, 55 miles, is the town of Portage, the Prairie. I think it's a little bigger than Merritt. I'm not sure. I think it's a little bigger. About 5,000 to 7,000 people, maybe 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people live in that town. And we sat there for 6 hours because they couldn't even get 2 miles out onto the highway to come and get us in a taxi. So I convinced the I convinced the rail traffic controller, because I've been on duty 16 hours now and I'm done. I'm spent. I'm not driving this train anymore. So I convinced them to let us jump, because there's 2 tracks there, and there's a train coming up beside us. So I convinced them to stop the train, let us on, take us up 3 miles. I called the local taxi cab. They have 1 taxi running, and he picked us up at the Via station. And the train, we jumped off the train. We jumped off, me and my conductor, we get in the taxi, and then we go to the Canadians. And I'll tell you, Mike, I've never experienced this in my life. I had a look at what the apocalypse is like. That Portage, the Prairie is in a state of emergency. That town, not one light bulb is working in that entire town of whatever it is, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people. There's no stores open. Everything is rotting. They told me that there's no power going to be there for 5 or 6 days. I walked into the Canadians. There's 100 people in the lobby with candles and looking around at me like it's a scene from The Walking Dead. And I'm like, holy crap. And I said to the manager, I need 2 rooms for CN. And he says, you can't we have nothing. We don't even know who's staying in our rooms. Our computers are down. And I said, well, we need 2 rooms. We're trapped in your town here. I don't have a way out of this town. Highways are closed. We have nowhere to sleep. We've been up all through the night. He says, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Okay, where are you right now? In that town?
I'm not going to disappear. So we get in the taxi. We went to No. I'll tell you. We went from hotel.
Hold on.
No power. Have no power. We haven't had it in a day and a half.
Okay, Raven, we're losing you, buddy. Raven.
Yeah.
We're losing you. We're
Sorry. Yeah. Hello?
So you said
Hello?
okay. Hold on. The last thing you said was we were in a hotel.
Yeah, we were in that hotel. It was just a bunch of people standing around that didn't know what to do. There's no stores open. There's no food. There's no way for anybody to get food. I guess if you start knocking on people's doors, you could get food. But we were out of food. And then I went from hotel to hotel looking with this taxi guy who agreed to drive us. He's the only taxi running in that town. Barely, I couldn't believe the snowdrifts that he was driving his car through. Hotel after hotel, they were telling us, "Go away. We're closed. We have nothing. Our toilets are backing up. We don't have any room. We have no." And they all kept telling me, "Go to this hostel. There's a hostel. There's 300 people that are trapped here in this town in this big hostel that they set up." I said, "I can't go there. I need to sleep." We slowly made our way back towards the VIA station, and I saw some CN workers across the street to their building, and those guys are sleeping in their vehicles. Slept all night last night in the
Raven?
get out of there, and I can hear train crews calling from. There was 10. Yeah, you still there?
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad. Go continue.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, yeah. So the trains are dead everywhere. CN brought in a state of emergency. No more hours of service. You're working until you move that train. Some people working 21 hours moving trains, 22 hours behind the wheel. They declared it a state of emergency for our whole line to move trains. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And I crossed the road, the end station, and they're sleeping in their vehicles. They have no food. They've been sleeping all night in the park. Go home. There's no way out of the town. The roads are closed. And I gave those guys everything I had. I had 2 bags of jerky. I said, "You guys take this, take this." I got on the radio. There was a train that was coming close to us, and I told them, "You guys got to stop here in Portage the Prairie. You have to get the conductor out of here. We're trapped here. We're stranded. We have no way to get out of here." So my friends stopped their train and let us on. There were 10 guys on that train. They were picking up crews all along the line. They were dead on trains. They can't move. State of emergency, Mike. I never seen anything like it. That town, the whole town, and it's a big town. Not one business is open. Everything is rotting. There's no power, and they said 6 more days. Unbelievable.
Holy crap. Okay, so
Cool, eh?
are you
Oh, I
home
know.
now?
No. I'm normally 24th.
Raven, we
Out
can't
here.
hear you.
I'm not.
Sorry, we're
I'm
losing you
hoping.
again.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully I'm getting a train out here tonight.
Okay, so where are you now?
I'm 143 miles west of downtown Winnipeg, at the my end location where I usually stay in this. So yeah, I'm gonna wait a train, and this train's dead all over the place. They're everywhere, dead. They're shut down.
So-
The brakes are on. There's no crews on.
Let's look at the Winnipeg forecast right now.
So what's that? Hey Mike, I drove around yesterday in Winnipeg. I never seen so many trees knocked down on the ground. It was unbelievable. It was like a nuclear bomb went off in Winnipeg.
Okay.
Street after street where I couldn't make it down the street because of the road.
Well,
Yeah, it was horrible in Winnipeg.
well, I got some good news. Monday is going to be 5 centigrade above zero.
Hey, 20 miles west of where I am, there's no snow, or it's very little snow. 20 miles west.
Okay. Because
I seen lots of semis in the. There were semis in the ditch. Cars were just abandoned in in yield out. I just saw cars parked and unbelievable.
Let me see if I could get here.
But that town that I got dropped off in, like I was dropped into an end of the world scenario, and I how ill prepared our planet is for any kind of catastrophe. We put too much of we put too many eggs in the electrical grid. That's it. You got to have a means. You got to have food in your house. You got to keep 3 months of food. I couldn't believe how weak that town was. That they were so helpless.
Wow.
It was what a eye-opening event to get dropped off in that town, drive around for an hour and a half looking for a place to stay, and then barely getting out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
barely.
I found some snow damage video here of Manitoba and what's happening right there. It looks like a tornado went through it.
You know what? Google Portage, La Prairie, Manitoba. That place is going to be on the news.
Well, I got something here.
There's a lot of people there that are in need.
Yeah, this looks pretty bad. So when did they say they're going to get power
Transformers
back?
Blowing up. 5-6 days, Hydro told them.
What are the teenagers going to do without...
So everything in...
What are the teenagers going to do without Wi-Fi or internet?
I don't know. Well, you could still use your phone, eh? Data.
Right. Wow.
But
what? Why?
You know what? It just blew my mind when I walked up to the CN station and I saw all these work trucks with these guys sleeping in their trucks. And you know what? They're great crews because they're willing to sleep in their vehicle and go back to work and try and get everything fixed. Mm-hmm. You know, it's so hard on the human body to sleep in a vehicle all night and then to go work another 12, 14, 16 hours. You know, these guys are filling generators all along the line, trying to keep this subdivision up and running.
I got this video here right now of some power lines going down, massive explosions. This was a few hours ago. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, a lot of my friends said in 30, 40 hours that people were without power in Winnipeg. It was quite the event. It was more than I expected.
Wow.
You know, you remember that show Fantasy Island?
Yes, the plane, boss, the plane.
You know, and people would fly on the island. They would live some kind of weird, you know, fantasy kind of thing, like they wanted this to happen or that. Mm-hmm. I went to Fantasy Island today. It was that town I went into. And I'll tell you, man, you couldn't pay to relive that. I went into a town that was Armageddon. It was that I've always talked about, man, things are going to get... I was there today. I saw that place, and I just barely got out of there. What you going to eat? If it wasn't for the kindness of strangers, what are you going to eat? And that kindness will wear out really quickly after a few days.
Yeah.
I was in that place. Like, you couldn't reenact. Like, you know, you could say, here, you want to go on a fantasy tour and go see what it's like to be, you know, to go see what's, you know what I mean? I was there. I saw it. It was an amazing experience to see a town that was so disabled. I got an inside look of what it's going to be like. I got the trees on video in Winnipeg yesterday.
Okay.
But that place, you know what? Drive around your town at 4 a.m. and take a video of the stores. That's what it looked like at noon today. Mm-hmm. Just blank, dead. Tim Hortons wasn't open. The whole thing. Wait, the whole town. There's no power. They can't run.
You're telling me Tim Hortons wasn't open?
No, there's no large dark roast with one cream. That's not. You're not getting that.
Oh man.
No.
Oh, this is intense. Look at these people taking transit. You can't even see the lights on the friggin' stoplights.
You know what, Mike? A lady walked out onto one of the main streets yesterday in Winnipeg. She had her thumb out I stopped my truck. I said, what's the problem? She says, I can't get a bus. She's about 60 years old. I said, hop in, I'll give you a ride. I drove her home. She said, I've been waiting there. I couldn't get a bus. I just so tired of waiting on the side of the road. I said, don't worry, I'll give you a ride home. Nice lady. I'd give her a ride to her house. And yeah, 2 people on the way to work, I gave rides to them just to get home.
Wow.
It's everywhere.
Wow. Okay, well, since I got you on the phone. Since I got you on the phone.
Yeah.
What's going on? Did you vote yet?
I'm not voting.
Dude, at least vote PPC.
I don't care. I you know, shitty, but you know, I like, who the hell are those guys? Like, who's Sheer? Come on.
Well,
I can't. I just look at the guy. I can't even look at the guy.
Look, at least we could get a party into power that actually wants to get our economy back on track and get our books straightened out, balance our budget at least.
Hey, Mike, there's no getting back on track at this point.
But that's what he wants.
Look, you see, they're firing a few.
What I'm trying to say, Raven, is I would like to have somebody in that has a dream for that.
You know what? I'm on the other side of the collapse. Let's work on that. How are we going to do it properly the next time? Let this one fail. I'm not here to prop up a house that's burning down anymore.
Right.
It's too far gone. You got to wipe. We need a whole new system. Like you said, one party shouldn't be dictating the entire country's needs.
Yeah.
We need a whole new system. You know?
Yeah,
you got to start thinking with people like, why did we privatize CN in 1995? Why did we privatize CN? So a bunch of Americans could take billions of dollars away from our country? Why didn't we chop it up into every province, and all the money generated in each province went back to schools and hospitals? We have one of the strongest countries in the world right now. You know, why don't we start thinking that way instead of just selling it off for the highest bidder? Stuff like that. No, those guys are just, I can't stand that Sheer. I don't want to vote. I'm not voting. I don't support any of them. You know what? I'm a political atheist now. I'm like Gerald Celente.
Yeah. Woo! Okay. Well, it sounds like you're breaking up pretty bad, so we're gonna let you go. Can you hear us? At least, are you hearing the show? At least?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I hear you clearly.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
I hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, good. Because you're breaking up sometimes, and sometimes you go out for a couple of seconds and then come back. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you go right now, and then if you could get a nice clear signal, or if something changes and you want to call in later, yeah.
You know what, Mike? I could go to sleep.
What? You're going to
sleep?
I'm
gonna catch a train here yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Take her easy.
You stay out of trouble, okay?
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
So that's the Raven. He's stranded outside of 130 miles west of Winnipeg. He got out of that town. He's on his way. He's almost home back in downtown Winnipeg. And very broken signal there. There's a lot of towns, he said, or the town, Port La Portage, or whatever it's called, is they basically are having a tough time keeping their generators running because they are completely offline. I don't know what a lot of those teenagers are going to do for internet. I'm not sure what they're going to do. It's actually very scary, guys. Anyways, welcome to Mike in the Night, guys. Please share this transmission and tell me in Portage La Prairie. Portage, let's look up this town here. Find out where it is. Portage La Prairie. Here it is, guys. Wow. Well, here it is. Entire city of Portage La Prairie without power. Citizens asked not to flush toilets. Hydro shift focus to rural Manitoba. Over 8,000 without power. Wow, that looks pretty intense. Ooh, they got a splash park there, too. Oh my god, they have the world's largest Coca-Cola can. Anyways, so that's what it is there, guys. And Hotels average 3 stars. Let's look at what the town looks like here. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. It's a pretty town. Actually looks beautiful, to be honest with you. Looks pretty. All right, guys. So let's get back onto... Yeah, grocery stores is playing the strings of the libs. Trust the grid. Never have solar without batteries. Always grid tie. Why would they care about Canada? Is it just the oil? Not sure what they're talking about there, actually. But they got something going on in the conversation here in the comment section. Woo! All right. Okay, guys. Share this right now. You're going to see it there on your YouTube. Share this transmission and tell me in the comments that you shared it. Come on. Let's get this out there. People are not getting notifications, and it sucks. Okay, Republic Jim Jordan asked 17 awkward questions about Pelosi's impeachment inquiry. Yes and no, these are not rhetorical questions. The CNN tapes are coming. Project Veritas teasing a coming CNN whistleblower. It might be time to recall the worst things you've said about CNN staff in the hallways, says Brian Stelter. Hey, my name's Brian Stelter. Yeah. What's it? Yeah, how you doing? Anyways, guys, we'll get to calls in a second. Let's just get to some news here. Please, guys, nobody panic. We got Gunter26. I'm not sure if he's in the comments. He would like to come on the show tonight, says here. Then we got Eduardo there. And then we got... Who else we got here? We got somebody from Ecuador that wants to come on the show. Oof. Then we got someone from Greenland that watches the show. Okay. Was talking about power outages. It's illegal in most cases to store power you generate via solar. I must feed back in the grid. The grid never goes down. Mike Martins. Interesting. Interessante. Emma Murdy. Mike Martins in Hamilton. We keep seeing what looks like an okay deal, but so many are actually just putting houses up for 100 to 150K less than they plan to sell it for, trying to create bidding wars. No, it's people they're just tapped out. Solid Extra, Mike Martins, get the guy from Greenland. Yeah, I'm in the comments. This is my YouTube. Skype uses my Xbox Live handle. So he's rerouting it through a router, through another router, through a backup router, through a grader, that so he can't get tracked by the FBI. Hi, Mike. I'm here late at night. Woo! Owen's here. It's past midnight where he's from. China's modern blueprint for global power. Yeah, China's has had their eyes on taking over a majority of everything. And the scary part of this is they could achieve it. Why? Because we are now entering the era of feelings. I got bullied in high school. Did I cry about it? No. I got my butt kicked by teachers and told that I was going to amount to nothing my whole life. And did I cry about it? No. I talk about it because I want people to know what a lot of us went through when we were younger going through high school. What a lot of us were forced to have to. Oh my God. Guys, we got Mr. E in the comments in Hong Kong. Their grubby mitts are in every pie. Mr. E, could we talk to you, please? I need to know that you are okay. You sent me some very disturbing videos there in Hong Kong, and I'm pretty sure if I show them, I probably get my channel taken down or something. I mean, because one, the video will be exclusive only to this channel. Two, it might not be information that, I guess, it'll probably get him in trouble. So, Mr. E, can you come on to the phone and let us know you are okay in Hong Kong? Because right now, Hong Kong is not doing so well. So let's go here. Here he is. Mr. E.
You're cold.
Okay, tell me you're doing okay.
It's a bit more sane today than in other days. We've had train stations shut down. The rail has been crippled, not by vandalism, because they only broke a few windows. And I know a lot of the people who broke those windows. But there's a lot of vandalism, quote unquote, going on. A lot of German tribes, the Vandals, moved into Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
The Romans didn't get rid of them, you see. They've been smashing everything. And then they go back to work at the police station, usually.
Okay, so let's get to the banking, the runoff on the cash in the banks. Have the cash machines been Okay, last time we had Mr. Eon, he says there was a runoff on the banking machines and there was no cash and people were breaking windows at the bank. So, Mr. E, is there money now in the bank machines?
Oh, it's better than it was. People are less panicked, you see. It used to be a line, kilometres long in order to get out the money that wasn't there, and people would wait in line all day, trying to get some money, waiting for the refill. Then you get a frenzy. These days it's tapered off a bit, but now you've got agent provocateurs smashing ATMs, which makes no sense for the protesters. So there's a stark contrast between who's breaking everything and who the protesters actually are. It's quite interesting. I mean, I could send you a video, if you like, of a spontaneous protest. If you give me one moment, I'll be able
when you
to
get a
bring
chance,
that up
because
for you.
I can't open it right now while I'm with you right now. It won't allow me to go back.
Oh, no, I mean, it's on, I put it on YouTube via intermediary. See if I can find it for you. Oh, no, I cannot. They've scrubbed me. That's all right. I'll give it to you later, Mike.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So, we got Jonathan A here on Skype asking, what's happening with Blizzard money? What is that?
Blizzard Entertainment, the people who made Warcraft and Diablo and Starcraft, those people.
Sure.
Which money are we talking about? You mean people pulling their investments and boycotting it? I suppose that would lose a lot of money. Because they're kowtowing to Beijing, of course. So everyone's basically boycotted them as of a couple of days ago when they bent over and South Park didn't.
Yeah, I saw that little clip at South Park.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Yes,
Kind of
it's
tells
actually,
how
South
it
Park is the only politically correct channel that actually says anything.
Well, that's right. They tend to tell you what happens before it happens, too, in a tongue-in-cheek sort of way. It's like what Oscar Wilde said, if you're going to tell the truth, you better make them laugh or they'll kill you. So you always got to throw a joke in there,
Oh, Mr. E, I have a question for you. If you want to do some backup for me. I have a video I made today called...
Oh, ask away.
It's a video I made today called The Life After Death. Okay? Now,
the aftermath.
I encountered somebody. I pinned the comment to the top. I actually found somebody, in the first comment it's pinned, that actually knows everything.
Oh, really? Everything? That's pretty good.
Maybe I could get this guy here. His name is Trenzalore. Maybe we could get him on the show and you could debate him on anything on the planet.
Oh, he's been there and back again, has he?
No, not only that. Back. This guy made the blueprints for like how to produce
the universe itself.
Okay,
That's
you know that thing
impressive.
in Star Trek where you walk up to it and said, "I like an extra large dark roast with 1 cream," and it makes it for you.
Oh yeah, the old replicator. Yeah.
A replicator. This guy invented it.
Oh, he's got everything in his pocket, then, doesn't he?
Damn right he does.
Why isn't he printing off gold for everybody and lowering? Oh no, you wouldn't want to do that, would you? Your gold price would go down. I guess you can't do that, Mike. It was clever until I thought about it for a second.
So where are you now?
Yes. Currently on a bus going towards the Chinese border. I do have an appointment there, which I'm heading towards. A lot of the rail, on and off. You never know when the trains are on. Quite often you have to walk home when you get stranded. That can be a long walk, of course.
How many miles was that? Like 13 miles, 12 miles?
Oh, I do it in time because, so if you're going uphill for a mile or going flat for a mile, time's a bit different. But I'd say about an hour walk at least. That's at a steady pace to get home sometimes.
I got word from Shanghai Larry this morning, like at 4 in the morning. He's telling me that bullion dealers, a lot of them are closed or not selling gold anymore.
Yeah, they won't be interested in selling that because, they'll have a panic. If any shop opens, it will be cleaned out immediately. Everyone's panicking in regards to finance. I mean, the stock market, you don't notice it so much because of the monolithic size, the New York or the Hong Kong or the London stock exchanges, they tend to stay rather flat. Those indexes, they never crash, except that one time it did. That was the 1997 crash, quite impressive. That was due to the handover, which is still going on today, it seems, where the government is handing us over to be slaughtered to the Chinese. But police are rather brutal, and they're everywhere. But you never know where they are or when they are. So you're walking along, suddenly there's a protest, suddenly there's riot police. You had about a minute in between those two things happening, and now you've been arrested for rioting. It does happen quite a lot. A lot of school children getting arrested, as I mentioned last time.
Why?
Oh, because they're wearing masks, Mike. Did you not know that masks are now illegal by the equivalent of a royal decree? We've got an Emergency Powers Act in effect here, and you've got the school principals telling people in a hypocritical statement, we don't want the school to become political, so take off your mask, which is a hypocrisy in one sentence, because that's exactly what taking off the mask would be. And it doesn't matter if there's health concerns, you're not allowed to wear the mask. So a lot of people are panicking due to flu and illness and all that other stuff. A lot of stuff going on, Mike, a lot of stuff. Face paint counts too.
This is intense, very intense. I can't believe this is happening before our eyes. But other countries that are basically, I guess, rich in oil always get the, I guess, democracy sent to them immediately. But the ones that are, I guess, wealthy in other ways do not need the democracy come to them.
No, when we don't have those sort of resources to pilfer or, pillage, generally pretty safe. But I mean, here we have quite a good constitution called the Basic Law, which was put in to kind of stifle China taking over. And it did a very good job, but, the Chinese only this year, I believe in January, said something to the effect of, oh, your constitution doesn't count for anything. It's pure ceremony. We don't have to abide by that. We're not abiding by any of their agreements. And you're seeing, companies now trying to lick the boot of China as they're told to do. They don't have a choice. They have to obey their corporate overlords, don't they?
Right.
And follow the agenda and try and push the initiative through. They've got the One Belt, One Road. They're desperately trying to get all that infrastructure down.
That's not going to happen. I think there's going to be a financial. I think they're built. They're hovering right now. They're not even on the ground anymore. There's no foundation in their political structure. There's no foundation in their infrastructure. Their buildings are falling apart. There's no foundation in their governance. There's no foundation in anything.
But it's interesting, Mike, if you look historically at every single major infrastructure project, it's always done by the previous controllers, and then the new ones come in and reap the rewards of those infrastructure projects so that the blame doesn't transfer. Not unlike an election, Mike, where if Trudeau gets out, they'll say the next best thing will be, whoever it is, doesn't really matter. They'll say this person's better than the last person, and when they get in, they're worse than the last person.
I got Shanghai Larry in the comments saying...
That person who was better than the last person who wasn't.
Listen.
Yes.
I got Shanghai Larry on the Skype message saying, hey, Mike, people, silver dealers selling on street, 1 ounce bars.
Wouldn't trust a 1 ounce bar in the street.
Well, they're selling quite a bit, he's saying.
Well, they have been melting stuff down. A lot of people are panicking, but I mean, the hedging in currency tends to be the first go-to, and the best currency exchange, believe it or not, was a Japanese one here. Not for the Japanese yen, for the US dollar, had the best rate, had a line, waited 3 hours. It was quite a challenge, and then we went back and got caught in a protest on the way back. It's always... It just happens. Like, you're walking down the street, suddenly you've got cops everywhere, and you don't really want to be there getting shot at. One of my students got shot at. I suppose he was breaking a train station, so he kind of deserved it.
One of your students got shot?
Oh, he got his leg grazed. Quite a wound. He'll be all right. Grazed him. He wasn't equipped properly, But even if he was equipped, I don't know whether it was a bullet, beanbag round. Looked more like a bullet and grazed him. Went over his thigh. Quite a gash. He didn't go to hospital, of course, because what will they be looking for?
We got a question for Low Roller Scratcher. NBA apologizes to China due to pro-Hong Kong tweet. Ask your guest, Mike.
That's right, they did. I can't remember one basketball team or another. He tweeted some support, and the NBA did a backflip for China. And it's been rolling over ever since. Because you've got to get those dollars, you've got to have people indoctrinated into the same way of thinking. One way of thinking only, unfortunately. That is the worldwide system, to make everyone believe the lie. And that's what China's trying to do. If the information gets back to the mainland, which they're keeping under wraps at the moment, mainland China, they don't talk about Hong Kong at all. It doesn't exist anymore. It's as if it never went there. But you get the tourists coming over, still, trying to buy everything for the cheap and ship it back to China, as they always do. Even they're drying up too. I think they're told not to come. That wouldn't surprise me. By the central government. So you see less and less mainlanders, except for the ones that are fleeing China. They always show up. People are fleeing Hong Kong.
So the people are fleeing Hong Kong right now? More people?
Well, a lot of people want to immigrate, so Canada will get an influx for sure.
Well, Canada's number one, man.
No, Nova Scotia, I believe, will be the choice to go to, because according to the, IELTS International English Language Standards test, that one, if you get a 7 or less, you can only really go to Nova Scotia. So the Raven will like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Raven's in Manitoba.
Oh, he's in Manitoba, all right. Nova Scotia's even further out. There you go. But that's where they'll all be going. I mean, a lot of people, even in Canada, because Toronto and Vancouver are too expensive, are going to Halifax and places like that, are they not?
Well, Toronto, Vancouver, yes, for sure, and surrounding, like 100-mile radius around each city is out of reach for Canadians. But rich Hong Kong investors, it's not a problem for them.
Well, the problem is they buy the house and they sit on the money, don't they?
That's usually what happens, yeah.
What's the point of that, Mike? I mean, what does money do if you just sit on it? Everything only has a value when you sell it. People forget that. They always worry about the paper. Yeah. But yes, a lot of people will be fleeing, Mike. Taiwan, we have an agreement with Taiwan. I believe it's $1 million Hong Kong dollars, something to that effect, or 6 million, probably $1 million. Wouldn't be that much. To get a visa, become a citizen of Taiwan. So a lot of these police officers, I imagine that's their exit strategy when they've done all these horrible things, to save up the money and flee to Taiwan, become a citizen there.
Wow.
And a lot of ex-police will go there after they've been beating the life out of people.
Let me ask you a question. The price of gold and silver are dropping like rocks in the markets.
Yep. Yeah.
But the Chinese government announces its citizens to buy more gold and silver. Remember that a few weeks back?
That's right. Yeah, so there's less in circulation. Makes no sense.
But they're not letting silver and gold bullion dealers open to sell to the public.
Yes. You'll get double think from China all the time, won't you? That's quite a common thing. You have to like this, but you're not allowed to talk about it. That sort of thing. They'll say things like that. So how do people know you like it if you can't talk about it?
Right.
How can you buy things if they're not open? So on and so forth. A lot of it's propaganda pieces, Mike, where they'll announce something, but nothing could be further from the truth, like most media around the world, as you'll find. I mean, they had that military parade on the 1st of October, where they had some comical-looking aircraft, little rocket booster drones with no range, made of paper mache, nice and glossy paint. No one will notice.
Okay, I got a question here from the Spark Jive. China might crack this winter. Food shortage and inflation coming for them. How are they going to fuel the Red Dragon?
I mean, if you've looked at the Korean War, what did China do when they had a problem with feeding people? They sent them all to the next battlefront, didn't they? I can't remember the kill ratio compared to the Americans, but it was thousands to one, maybe 10,000 to one. Mao just threw bodies at them, and apparently they won that war.
Wow.
Well, no one talks about the Korean War because it's basically immediately after World War II. Not that long after. People forget about it. And China, if they want to get rid of you, they'll find a way. That's why a lot of people park their money elsewhere and try and get their children into foreign universities, foreign citizenship, because China's just so great that you just don't want to be there. It's that double think that a lot of people have. I love China because I have to say that. You know, that's what these people think. They say, I love China, and then they'll go live in America and extol the virtues of the Communist Party. Makes no sense at all.
It sounds like someone's hacking by you in the bus. Someone's hacking or coughing up a lung.
Yeah, well, I'll give it back to him later, Mike, don't worry. You know, plenty of chain smokers here, Mike, although not as bad as it used to be. Macau had a similar thing where they started banning smoking indoors. Japan still has it. They have the smoking rooms, which is far more sensible. You don't end up with cigarette butts all over the floor that way.
Right. Interesting.
But apart from that, Mike, everything's going downhill rapidly. What else did you want to know?
That's what I wanted to know. I was concerned because I haven't heard from you in a while, and I just wanted to make sure that you're okay. And
good.
Hopefully I could get this guy that knows everything on the show, and maybe you could debate with him anything on the planet you want.
All right. I think he'll win if he knows everything.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe you might just catch him in one of his, I thought I was a scientist, or... Yeah, you know. Or he might, first person to call the other a racist loses.
Well, you know, if I had some real German instincts, Mike, I'd probably be able to make short work of him.
Woo!
But I'll leave you to it, Mike. You enjoy the show.
Well, have fun on the Chinese border there and be careful, okay?
I will. I'll keep my eye out. Catch you later.
God bless you. Okay, we got Evan there on his way to the Chinese border there. From Hong Kong, so he's gonna keep us on the pulse. That's Jabba the Hutt. Anyways, I'm just looking at some cool soundboards here, something that could fit tonight's theme. The Spark Jive is saying, rumor has it that Chinese folks are buying up the Hong Kong dollar, causing a shortage. That's another rumor that's hitting the ground. Shanghai Larry told me that about a week ago. I should have told you guys that, but Shanghai Larry's been telling me quite a bit that's been happening on the ground, that I'm afraid that if I actually said some of the stuff that he actually tells me, or some of the videos that Evan even sends me, I have a feeling they'll come and take me out of my house in the night, quietly. Or, you know, so it's I think it's the knowledge or what you have, or what you, you know where I'm going with this, right? Guys, share this video right now. You can see at the bottom, or click the three dots on the screen here, on your screen. Click the three dots, share this to any social media platform. I don't care who. Share this. It's Mike in the Night. Yeah, that's Hut for I love you. So the Chinese spies have infiltrated the West Coast. Lord Humongous is getting intense there. I have no idea what he's saying, but you know what? It sounds better than what these politicians have been telling us here in Canada. Let's get back to a bit of the news here that we're finishing up here. And if your dog eats grass, nobody cares. So Owen sent me a message saying, watch this video on Mike in the Night. It's a YouTube video, Owen. I can't really watch another YouTube video on my channel because every time I do, it flags it for copyright. I'll watch it later or maybe paraphrase it after. But watching another YouTube video while on YouTube, it screws their algorithms up. You know what I'm saying? Canada's screwed no matter what, says Gary Medeiros. Okay, CIA versus Donald Trump. American STD cases on the rise. And will America exceptionalism rise again? Retail investors are acting as if financial crisis is just around the corner, so retail's not looking good. The world's least free countries reveal just how much socialism sucks. And Apple warned Apple TV showrunners not to anger China, and the Safe Drivers Act in real-time national driver surveillance program. Woo! So there's going to be 1 million cameras on your buttocks while you're driving. You're watching it on Mike in the Night. So we're going to go into more, we have to go into more quantitative easing. And you saw I tripled down on gold and silver. I quadrupled down on gold and silver on Friday when markets took a big kick in the pants. I quad down. I put down 4 times. Bring me a higher love. All right. The Safe Drivers Act. Guys, all these cameras watching you, this is to make it safe for you. This is to protect you. But the question is, would they exonerate you in court if they see that you weren't driving that car that day somebody went missing? No, I don't think it will. I don't think they care. I don't think they care. I think it's for their purpose. So I think it's more on their purpose. So let me see. Oh, I got Cartman here. Who wants to hear a Cartman soundboard, guys, tonight? What are you guys in the mood for tonight? It's Mike in the Night.
Hey!
Oof.
Damn turkeys! Under alien control again?
Yep, that sounds more like where Canada's going right now. Yeah, so we need these cameras because this is going to make us safe, SA. This is the future, SA. Yes, the Australian, Alf Mo says Australia will be the first to kill its dollar and invite China in. Australia is already unrolling the social... Guys, please go to my channel. We've already covered a lot of this stuff. I need people to go out and share some of these videos because without you guys, I don't exist. So here it is here. This is what the channel looks like. And if you're bored and you want to just listen to some Mike in the Night, we got tons of Mike in the Nights here. And the one I'm looking for is way back here. And it's right here. You got to watch this one. Where is it? The social credit score. The one. Oh my God. Did they take that video down? Oh my God. The video is no longer here. Here it is. Whew. Scared the crap out of me.
Convenience by a social.
So this is what it looks here.
Council
Let me see if I can get that on video here.
Of their mining equipment.
You see that? Those people
they're making all these crap coins a year and a half ago are going to be putting them back in.
Yeah.
So, you know, it everything breeds competition. China is trying to suppress any possible competition, any source of dissent or unrest, but all
there it is right there. Guys, don't forget to watch Mike in the Night, Australia, Darwin unloading the new Big Brother. So it's going to get pretty hectic down under. And I've been following Australia like a fine-tooth comb in the last 5-6 years because I know that it is the breeding ground and the first independent continent to basically go head to hell and not back. All right. Who could we get on the show? So we had Evan on the show. We had the Raven on the show. Gunter26. Let's see if we can get him on the show and find out what's happening in the elections. So guys, don't forget to check out the channel. I want everybody, please go and share this right now. Share it right now. It's live. You can share this live. Let's get Gunter here. Hopefully we can get him on the phone. It's pretty late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Where he is.
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, dog?
Oh, not much.
All right, what's going down? What's going down? You wanted to come on the show tonight? I have a feeling it has to do with the elections we're having here in Canada.
Well, I have to say it's pretty interesting. Never actually watched foreign elections. Of course, for a few years I haven't been keeping up with the U.S. elections. It's really interesting how staged it looks. I didn't watch any Democratic debates. Kind of watched their snippets. Of course, I know what the Democrats have to say, and not really interested in their message. But who is it? Max Bernier.
That's the only guy that makes any sense.
You see, he would be the best candidate, but kind of how I think it would go is, like with Trump, even though his policies are a step in the right direction, if he were to win, he would be obstructed by the bureaucracy that, nothing would be done. Kind of like with Trump, how pretty much all that was passed was tax cuts. And even then, they were modified. Trump's original proposal was a little more generous than what was passed. And then the Senate Republicans got a hold of it. They changed it. It's more closer to the Bush tax cuts, the tax brackets, a little less. And they also had made them expire after 7 years. So it to me, it really doesn't matter anymore. If you get Trudeau again, you're going to get more of the same. If you get Elizabeth May, you probably get a little more accelerationism. Here, people think Republicans will, win the House, and I keep having to remind them during Trump's first 2 years, the Republicans had control of both houses, the legislature, and they stonewalled them. Didn't pass anything with immigration. Couldn't even repeal Obamacare, thanks to John McCain, his last act before dying.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
With the wall, only 50 miles of it's actually new. What is it? We have 500 miles or 450 miles was being worked on. Only 50 miles of it is new, and then the rest of it is replacing old fencing. Granted, he did pull out of Syria. It took a lot of, it's like pulling teeth to get us out of there.
Mm-hmm. I think he had to get out of Syria because the country's going bankrupt. Their foreign spending, the spending is just out of control.
I think you more or less needed something to get into the news cycle. Because, the whole Afghan negotiations failed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he really didn't pull the trigger with Iran. So he needed something that would kind of stir up the media and the establishment. And it's kind of weird how this plays out. He comes off as anti-establishment, but yet all these people he keeps putting in the cabinet are, these deep state people, these generals. He has the former head of the CIA as his Secretary of State. Mm-hmm. So it's funny. He keeps wondering why all these, you have all these leaks coming out, and I'm pretty sure it's probably coming from his own cabinet because he just fired like his secretary some weeks or months ago. Worked for him for years, and then she was leaking all kinds of things about him, saying that he was talking all this stuff about one of his daughters. and then he had nothing but nice things to say about her. You look at General Mattis, who we had as Secretary of Defense, and then John Bolton, who's the last national security advisor, and they just dogged the president. Had nothing but good things to say about him when they were in, but then it's like as soon as he doesn't want to go and invade Iran.
Well, John Bolton has his own little entry. John Bolton has a little entry theme, and it goes like this. Just like that. The Price is Right. Continue.
But yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I wonder if somebody in the comments could maybe agree with me. But the whole time I was watching the Canadian debate, Elizabeth May, to me, she kind of looks like Theresa May, and they share the same last name. I wonder if they're distant cousins.
All these people at a certain level are all related.
But
at a certain level, a lot of them have ties to the upper entourage somehow, somewhere, some way.
See, the biggest misconception people have about American politics is that we don't have a lot of political parties. At the state level, you tend to see a lot more than at the federal level running. I mean, you'll see the Libertarian Party, but you'll see things like the Constitutional Party, the Justice Party. Some parties tend to be state-specific or even like city-specific. Minneapolis.
Can I ask you one question? What do you think of what's her name? Pocahontas there. What's her name? What's her real name?
Oh, Elizabeth Warren. She's the new Hillary Clinton. They constantly run through their candidates. So initially they pick out a front runner. Like last time, they really wanted Hillary Clinton to get it. I think the elites realized that Americans are so distrustful. Even at that time, they're so distrustful of the government. They needed somebody else, a better face, and that's why Trump won out. This time, I would like to think that he could make it, but the impeachment.
Well, do you think Hillary might come back? Because there's talks of her making a comeback like Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. Do you think she has the fight in her to get back?
She could. It would make for good TV, as Donald Trump would say. Me personally, I don't even think Elizabeth Warren has a chance.
Oh, no.
Bernie Sanders is probably their best candidate, especially since he has so much youth appeal. If the economy continues to get worse, I see Bernie Sanders.
Isn't Bernie Sanders on life support right now?
No, he ended up all right. He had surgery. It was. I don't know if it was exactly a heart attack or maybe angina, like heart pain or something.
Okay.
Yeah, Andrew Yang. I could see him and Bernie Sanders on a ticket. If the economy gets worse and Trump is impeached, and they get Mike Pence, and Mike Pence puts us in Iran or somewhere else in the Middle East.
Well, we got Stevie Stevens in the comments says here that Bernie is in the ICU right now.
Oh, he is. I thought he was out.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe he won't be out. But what I wanted to say earlier is a lot of these political parties, like in Europe or Australia or even in Canada, a lot of them are single issue parties.
Right.
And then they're either single issue parties or they're just varying degrees, like little differences between them. Like the Green Party and whatever Jagmeet Singh, they're both leftists. Jagmeet Singh probably isn't as a hardcore environmentalist as the Green Party.
The problem with Jagmeet Singh is he wants to federalize the pharmaceuticals. And once they federalize pharmaceuticals, the government will just press the doctors to stop prescribing medication to people.
Yeah, that's his big wedge issue. But him and with May, they probably agree on a lot of issues, just like him and Trudeau. But Trudeau's going to play a little bit of a more to the right or centrist kind of game. They're all pretty much the same. It's just the kind of face they want to show to the public. They all pretty much agree on the same issues, and it's all at the time how what's acceptable to the public. Like if you look in the big cities, they're all for all this transgender stuff, just degenerate policies. That
the whole Canadian, what is it? Debate was about climate change, global warming, climate change, pipeline, climate change,
and
pipeline.
Well, the problem with the debate, people don't have attention spans anymore, so they don't give anybody enough time to actually describe their policies and their decisions. You have Max Bernier come out and say he wants to balance the budget in 2 years, but it's like, how is he exactly going to do that? I believe he wants to balance the budget more out of anybody else.
I wholeheartly believe that he does. He does.
But when you only get a minute or less to respond, you can't provide any details. And most of the time, these people will say one thing in a debate and then end up doing something else.
Right. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, I just want to remind people you can't trust the Republicans. They had control of the legislature for first 2 years of Trump's presidency, and they stonewalled him.
Yes, they did.
So it really looks like a no-win situation politically.
Mm-hmm. Any last words?
No, sir. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, thanks for calling. Thanks for being with us. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah. All right. So we had definitely a Republican there on the show to give us a little heads up on what is going on. So let's see. I don't know if Supreme Cannon's available. I haven't seen him in the comments yet tonight. It is a scary thought. Canadian elections. Why aren't they talking about... What's scaring me about the Canadian elections? So let's get on to the main part of the show here. Why we did this show. Let's see, Maxime Bernier, let's give him a chance to talk here.
We heard earlier from all the other party leaders as they kicked off their campaign.
But first of all, we will launch our campaign this afternoon in Etobicoke with Renata Ford and our candidates over there, so I'm very pleased. The big challenge is for us, Canadians must know that we exist. That's important. We are a new political party. After 11 months, I'm pretty proud that we were able to have candidates all across the country right now, organizations all across the country.
11-month-old political party, and it's already on the ballot. America, wake up. I just voted for the president of Portugal. We have like 25 parties on that ballot. You got to have more than Democrats, Republicans. I know there's other parties that are out there, but the media isn't giving the attention to the other parties. That's the problem.
And I'm very excited for this campaign. It will be very important for the People's Party. We are the only principled alternative. We are speaking the truth about the real issues that we have in this country. Immigration, taxation, that's important. And let's have these debates in this country. That's important. Canadians want that.
Mr. Bernier, it is an achievement to field candidates in every single riding. Absolutely. Are they as vetted as you would like them to be?
I know I've seen this lady somewhere. She's on the TV show The Dark Crystal. I think that's her, one of those characters on The Dark Crystal. Here, right there, look at her. Doesn't she look like from that show The Dark Crystal?
Them to be.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. I think I'm onto something here, guys. I think I'm on to something. Here, guys. Like her? Let me see. Oops. Have you seen this, or am I just out to lunch? Yeah, she looks like the girl in the Dark Crystal.
Yes, I'm very pleased we have people with different backgrounds, business people, social service people, people who are maybe not very well known at the national level.
I think if people want to support small business and support private sector, I think you need to vote for this guy, to be honest with you, if you believe in private sector.
But we have people who were elected at the provincial level before and also at the municipal level. So we have different people that are coming with us, like our supporters also. We have people that are coming from the Conservative Party, fed up with the Conservative Party because they're not conservative anymore, but also former NDP, that they are coming with us because we want to abolish corporate welfare and save $5 billion there. People from Liberals who are coming with us because they want a balanced budget and lower taxes. So we are able to attract people from different political backgrounds based on our principle: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect, and fairness. And people know that we won't do any compromise on our principle.
Here he is again here. I'm just trying to find... Oh, there's the whack... Is this the whack job?
It's deeply shocking, and I find I never thought we'd hear the term white supremacists or neo-Nazis. I think the effect of what's happened in U.S. politics has given oxygen to opinions, to views, to prejudices, to hatreds that I thought were long annihilated. I mean, it's one thing to recognize systemic racism in a country. It's another to think that there's any space whatsoever. And I've seen Mr. Scheer play footsie with some of these groups. It needs to be called out. It needs to be denounced. But I don't know that at this point one can say that any view, well, how do I put this? In a debate, if they've met the rules, this information may give our former Governor General cause to reconsider the decision that's been taken. It's horrific. And these groups need to be called out. I will say clearly that I think that a lot of the efforts of CSIS and the RCMP are misdirected toward...
I have no idea what she said. I wasn't even paying attention. I was playing around with my soundboard here. Yeah.
Standing here on hollow ground, I mean, this is Ford Nation and Etobicoke. She's wrote something that they're hoping that will work.
I don't know. This guy seems... I don't know. Like, I don't see a lot of politicians out there that seem sincere about really helping their country. This guy here really seems like he wants to do something.
Hello.
Like, he literally wants to... I think he's on my page. I think me and this guy are on the same page. Look, we don't have much time left in our lives. I'm 41. 20, 25, 30, 25 good years left of our lives. I mean, try and get something going before you go, type of thing.
I'm very happy.
The one English debate that our Prime Minister took part in. What does that say about the state of journalism in Canada and the contempt that the Prime Minister currently has for journalists?
It's a shame, we're a free democracy. We believe in freedom, and it's too bad that what happened right now. It's the same thing for me on the stage. Mr. Singh said that I didn't have my place over there because of what I'm saying about immigration. But actually, I'm a voice for the big majority of Canadians that want fewer immigrants. And the fact that some people doesn't want us to debate and some people don't want you also to be here, it's not a Canadian way, and I hope that you'll be able to be treated like a journalist.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And my follow-up revolves around what you were saying. 6% of Canadians want higher immigration. That's what the data says.
Yeah.
Do you think that the other leaders just think that Canadians need to take some tough medicine, or do they just not believe the data?
Well, first of all, I think that they don't want to agree with Canadians. I think they don't want to do that debate.
Yeah. We are voting you in power for our interests. He's right. This guy is dead to rights right. I'm telling you.
Saw that on stage, they were all against me on that. But actually, that's a position that it is in line with Canadians. But the most important also, if you want to preserve that country, if you want that country to be like that in 25 years, that's the time to have that discussion. And I'm very proud that I was able to have that discussion.
Monsieur Bernier, Philippe Vincent Foisy de Radio-Canada.
Yeah, I don't understand what he's saying there. But anyways, like I'm telling you guys. Then you have Jagmeet Singh here, and on the...
to hold his first press conference.
That he's out there, and she's just...
What it's like to have that pressure of not being able to, or the pressure of knowing that if I don't work, we're not going to be able to afford food.
He relieved that pressure with mixed...
You need better paying middle-class jobs. Plain and simple. The middle class... average paying jobs need to be able to afford the basic necessities. Food, shelter, you should be able to pay your rent or buy a place.
It's deeply shocking, and I never thought we'd hear the term white supremacists or neo-Nazis. I think the effect of what's happened in U.S. politics has given oxygen to opinions, to views, to prejudices, to hatreds.
Woo! I should go, like, when they're talking, I should go behind her while she's talking and wear that Bill Clinton shirt that AJ, I can't mention too many names on here. My AJ said that BC is a R, right? And show it, like, behind her. Woo! Yeah. Okay, Lord Humongous is in the comments. Let me get Lord on, because Lord, we need Lord on here. I don't know if his phone. Lord, is your phone charged? I hope he's not in jail. So there's someone here that lives in Esquimalt, right beside Victoria. Disgusting how many green and NDP signs here are. How can people be so clueless? Emma is saying, which party, if any, do you think has a good housing plan? It would have to go to this guy, Maxime Bernier, and I'll tell you why. Why? Because if he works to put the country back on track, they're going to have to raise interest rates. They're going to have to do a lot of things. And if he's going to do it in 2 years, they're going to have to do like 6 or 7 interest rate hikes to get Canada back and becoming a strong, powerful powerhouse. So, to be very frank with you guys now, I honestly wholeheartedly believe that if Maxime Bernier, like, if he wins, who knows who's going to win, right? If a lot of these people get off their keisters and go out and vote to make a change, I honestly wholeheartedly believe that if he wants to put Canada's budget back on track and balance the books, he could do it. And if he can, then you're going to see housing correction real quick in a heartbeat.
That I thought were long annihilated. I mean, it's one thing to recognize systemic racism in a country. It's another to think that there's any space whatsoever. And I've seen Mr. Scheer play footsie with some of these groups. It needs to be called out. It needs to be denounced. But I don't know that at this point one can say that any view...
Loser.
Well, how do
You're
I
a
put
loser.
this? In a debate, if they've met the rules...
Anyways, so we got someone saying we got PPC signs all over the place here. 0 PPC signs in my writing. It says don't air. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course you're not going to see those signs anywhere. Oh, yeah. You better believe you're not going to see those. Burying the midnight oil with Mike in the Night. Someone saying Maxime Bernier won't get more than 5%. You guys are wasting your vote. Nathan Mouse says, I see them all over the place here. Nathan, what are you seeing all over the place, buddy?
Rules. This information may give our former Governor General cause to reconsider the decision that's been taken. It's horrific. And these groups need to be...
Woo! Supreme Cannon is in there. What should you ever get 1% of the votes?
Be called out.
What should get
right
1%
now
of the
say
vote?
Clearly that I think that a lot of the efforts of CSIS and the RCMP are misdirected towards...
Yep, you are watching Mike in the Night.
Money drawn. That is an issue that just won't go away. In a country that celebrates diversity, there is a continued infatuation with difference.
You get the impression that the white media seems hit by a kind of exotica.
Ujjal Assange?
Anyways, I'm not going to reply to that. I don't want to get my channel shut down. Oh, the video that Toronto Star doesn't want you to see.
Are important for this country. So we like what we're doing, and now we are campaigning all across the country, and I'm pleased that we are a very national political party with organization all across the country, and also with...
You can find this on the Derek Rants Derek channel. He's got this one up here on his channel.
Tax of $300 a ton to be sure for the federal government to achieve.
And I was basically talking to him earlier today. Mike, watch some Rebel Media. Yeah, maybe one day I will watch some Rebel Media when I get some chance. Where's Trudeau Cringe Channel? Where is he? Is he in the comments? Yo, Trudeau Cringe Channel. Buddy, are you there? Are you there? Come on. I want to see if Justin Cringe Channel. I want to talk to the guy. Let me see if he's I know Missing YouTuber Cringe Channel, and then there's Justin Trudeau Cringe Channel, Justin Cringe Channel. I'm trying to get him on the... I've been trying to get a hold of him for a while now to get on the show. But, man, it's something... This is intense. This is intense. Okay, so we're going to get Supreme Cannon. It looks like he's on. Looks like he's back in the comments now. So let's see if we can get him on the horn here. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Supreme Cannon, how are you, my brother?
Hey, I'm good, buddy. Sorry I'm late. I was at an early Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, no, that's okay, buddy. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize at all. So we got a caller in from the States earlier that was telling us that in Canada, the whole political debate looks staged.
Yeah.
And the thing is, now my main question, and I have asked this a couple of times already on Morning Coffee with Mike, and I want to ask you this, Supreme.
Okay.
Why aren't they talking about the homeless situation, the opioid crisis, the money laundering, the housing, the $200 billion in laundered money, foreign laundering, housing affordability, the price of food going up, wages haven't moved in 40 years? Why aren't they talking about any of those major topics? It's climate change, global warming, climate change, carbon tax, Al Gore, climate change, and back to a little bit of pipeline, then back to climate change and pipeline. What the heck is going on?
Well, none of those are winning issues. And when you're talking about the Ottawa establishment, They want control. That's what the carbon tax and the whole global warming thing is about. It's to maintain their base, right? Like the left of center definitely has their, well, all sides do have their stalwarts. Okay, they have to maintain those people's support. So it's all going to be climate change, and it's going to be racism. I just caught a little bit of that thing of, Elizabeth May talking about white supremacy. Well, she's trying to get some of that old boomer cat lady vote. These are people that are too comfortable, and they need some big, completely irrelevant thing to get worked up about so they can go and feel like they're fighting Nazism or some stupid thing. And it's the same with global warming. It's the science is settled, whatever else. These are people that, it's Dunning-Kruger. Like, they think they're way smarter than they really are, and so they've got to perform for them. I'm pretty sure that Scheer and Bernier would probably talk about those things, but when you're talking about CBC running the debate, it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. They're playing to Toronto. They're playing to that corridor from Quebec City down to Windsor, where half the population of Canada lives. Mm-hmm. That Edmonton, Metro Edmonton, and the Lower Mainland are going to go along with it. Other than out in Abbotsford and Chilliwack, they'll vote reliably Conservative. They voted reliably Reform Party back in the day. The thing about the homeless situation you fix with economic development or just more money, more jobs and more money.
The problem is there's not enough average paying jobs out there, and the average paying jobs that do exist out there haven't seen wage increases in ages. But not only that, if you take it back 2 further steps, we are looking at a huge gap between the highly wealthy and the super dirt poor. And the problem is now, not only that, we're competing with rich investors who basically got in and bought at the right time and moved their money offshore from China to escape their crony imperialism there, or whatever the heck you want to call it. And we're in trouble here. The Canadian proper is in a lot of trouble, and we're not asking the right questions. That's the problem.
No, well, they don't want to ask the right questions, because if you look at, you go back a long way. You can go back the last 4 years anyway. I mean, they blame Harper for everything that happened in the last 4 years. That's their shtick. It's like, well, it was Harper's problem. It's the Conservatives created these problems, and we're the plucky upstarts trying to fight this nasty big blue machine, right? It's just projection more than anything else. They're not going to ask those questions. They're only interested in power and maintaining the status quo. Basically, I mean, Bernier has brought up, immigration, something needs to be done about immigration. It's about the only way you're going to fix the problem. If you raised interest rates, for example, so people would have an incentive to save at least. Well, interest rates are so low, you're going to crash the economy.
Supreme, do you agree with me that he needs to make some massive evasive steps to get Canada's budget back on track?
Well, something's got to happen. It's usually you got to cut some spending, or, like I've maintained many times, you've got entitlement programs, healthcare, education, and the welfare state that we have. They probably haven't been audited in years. You've got to go through that with a fine-tooth comb, and you got to find, okay, well, we need money for doctors, and we need money to actually pay people the benefits we promised. But you've got to close the borders. You've got to tighten up the labor market and get wages up. Like I've said before, we have a graduated income tax system. If everybody got bumped up one tax bracket, they're at least going to make more money, or feel like they're making more money, and the government will also be taking in more taxes. It's a combination of things. A couple of intersecting curves would probably at least bring things under control. But it's you're talking to people that are their heads are in the clouds. They don't want to deal with things like that. They don't even balance their own household budget. They just think the money comes out of nowhere, and sadly it does. Unfortunately, we pay interest on that money that came from nowhere.
Okay.
So it still has a cost attached to it.
One second.
Okay.
Homer J. Simpson.
Okay. Let me get to my point here, and it's kind of important. I covered the election on replay 10 minutes after the election ended.
Okay.
And our leader, Justin Trudeau, basically stated that his agenda is to plant 20 billion trees, or 2 billion trees. 2 billion trees.
Yeah.
He said it, and I actually had to replay it because I thought I heard wrong. I thought he said 2 million trees.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell is he going to plant 2 billion trees? You know, if Donald Trump said this in a speech somewhere, it'd be all over the world like stormtroopers into Poland?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Well, but Trump can't do anything right anyway, according to the mainstream press. I mean,
But
everything you read
Trudeau
is
said 2 billion trees with 3 square meters per tree to actually grow healthy roots, maybe 4 square meters around each tree. Could we fit legitimately 2 billion trees on our I don't think we can.
Oh, we have trillions of trees in Canada. We've got an unbelievably huge there's an unbelievable number of trees. The thing is every tree that gets, I work in forestry, every tree that gets cut gets replaced by one planted. It's the law. You know, we're not, the only places being permanently deforested are urban areas where all the cornfields and, river bottoms are being plowed under to build apartments and townhouses. Urban development is permanent deforestation. Everywhere else in Canada, there's probably more trees than there was 100 years ago. I mean, the area I live in, there was lots of forestry here, even when the railroad was going through, and the mountainsides were cleared right down to the lake. That's all second growth and old trees now. It's a red herring. It doesn't mean anything. 2 billion trees is nothing, Solid Extra. That's right. It's nothing. All you have to do in British Columbia to have 2 billion trees is just not mow your lawn for 10 years. You have to stop trees from growing here. It's ridiculous. And they talk about it as, okay, well, this is what we're going to do with all the forestry workers we're about to put out of work. Well, forestry workers are guys like me. They're guys in their 50s. Tree planting is backbreaking physical labor, but even if we were out there doing it, I mean, what do you do after the 2 billion are planted? It would only take a few years. It's ridiculous. It means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they're going to focus on the climate, and if you talk about immigration, well, then it's about white supremacy, right? Like Elizabeth May was talking about. I don't want any more old boomer cat ladies having any say whatsoever about my life. None. I don't want to listen to them.
I know you like Elizabeth May, but calm down, okay? I was kidding. Supreme, are you there? Supreme? Did I scare you away?
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you guys.
Supreme?
We don't beat China in trade.
Okay, yeah, I love Liz. All right.
Supreme, are you there, buddy? We lost Supreme Cannon, guys. I think when I mentioned Elizabeth May there, I think he got kind of...
I love my life. I have a wonderful family.
Interesting. Let's see if he calls back. 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 Yep, gold is going on sale. But it's kind of strange that bullion dealers in China are not allowed to sell gold and silver, and they're being pretty much shutting down, and they're getting bought out, and people paying 20 to 30% over spot. But then in the markets, gold's becoming worthless. It makes no sense. All right, let's call Supreme back and find out what the heck is going on here.
It doesn't exist, folks. It doesn't exist, folks.
It's not connecting, guys.
Mexico.
All right, so Supreme, give us a call back if you can when you get your internet back up and running. We're getting some really weird power outages across Canada here, guys. Some weirdness in weather. We have... Oh, Eduardo, he's supposed to come on the show. I guess something happened to Eduardo. Let's get if we could get Lord Humongous. He's in the comments there, full blast.
Mexico, Japan, China.
Yo, Mikey.
Lord, what's up, dog?
What's happening, my man?
Mexico.
So, okay, what's going on, buddy? I know you're in, and I know you're watching some of the Canadian elections there. I know you told me it looked staged. What is happening all over the world? Why are they staging this grand show? What's the show? What's the angle? What's the point of putting in people that are just going to destroy us?
It's for monetary control of the world. That's what it all boils down to, I think. You know, they've gotten us off this system for generations, you know, away from gold and silver coin. That's what real money is. I mean, that's all I can see. I mean, why would you waste all this paper money on all these advertisements and campaigns? And, you know, it seems like they have a never-ending stream of work, while in the real economy, people have to earn every single dollar out here, and it's killing us.
Now, let me ask you something. Now, take this angle here. You got bullion dealers pretty much being told in China to stop selling gold and silver. But then you got the Chinese government telling the bullion people to urge to buy gold and silver. And there's people in China.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't know about China. Never been there, but I don't think that the average Chinese can really afford that. You know, they say that the American middle class and the Chinese middle class is kind of like, you know, the same, basically right now. But I still think that Americans still have more purchasing power because the dollar is the reserve currency of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And all these other currencies are failing faster than the U.S. Federal Reserve note. That's what I call it. I don't call it a dollar, but does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's all for control. The same people that have been controlling this planet for the last 400 years want to continue to control it. You know, that's your Rothschilds, all your central bankers. You know, the rest. They throw us the crumbs, you know, and starve us in the streets, basically.
I love China.
That's the communistic model. You know, it's not pure socialism. I don't think it is. Because America has actually kind of been a capitalist socialist state for 50, 60 years, I would say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, easy.
We used to have we used to have a good, like, you know, health insurance here in this country until all the insurance, you know, and all the multi corporations grew up and, you know, competing for who could screw over the American worker the most.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it really boils down to. It's the workers everywhere.
You're not a nice
We've always
person.
been treated like crap, but yet we're the ones that produce all the goods and services that these idiots, you know, who control the monetary system, control. You know, and they don't want to let that control go. So, you know, and now it's collapsing. The illusion's collapsing worldwide. You know, it's not just a U.S. problem. It's multifaceted. You know, every country.
the American economy is backed by machine guns, right?
Oh, of course. That's the big fear weapon. You know, yeah, we'll come and invade you, but you know, America, we're stretched thin. We cannot keep policing. You know, the entire world. You know that. Can't get involved in every single conflict between countries in the Middle East. You know, I agree with Paul. I say we should have never went into Iraq, but you know, what do I know? I'm just an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is what's scary, and so we get a scarcity and a shortage of gold and physical gold and a shortage of physical silver.
Right.
Okay, and then I've heard from several bullion dealers here in Canada that emailed me that are having a severe shortage of silver, and people are buying up silver like in huge amounts that they've never seen, but the news won't cover it. One silver bullion dealer in Saskatchewan actually contacted the news to say, look, I sold out of all my silver and half of my gold bullion in basically 3 days, and it would take me 6 months to sell this supply or trade, right? The news wasn't interested to cover the story.
This is because the everyday working man is waking up, I think, to this monetary issue. They can see that this, you know, negative yielding debt, you know, derivatives, market, paper, it's all an illusion. Even the digitals, the digital behind it. That's why I don't support cryptocurrency,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, I'm not going to work for a piece of air. Like all these dollars are magically floating in the air somehow, or they're typed up on a computer screen.
Right.
But we never see that. We never see that enter these real economies, our domestic economies. But hardly. That's, like I said, it's the crumbs, man. They throw the average citizen the crumbs, while they rule from their roost. That's how they control everything.
And another thing that's going to take a kick in the pants are pensioners. Pensions. They're gambling with people's pensions on the markets.
Oh, pensions have been underfunded, dude, for like decades now. I mean,
Mexico.
like I said, they can't afford it. These big pensioners and stuff, they can't afford it. I mean, they're going bankrupt. They've been bankrupt for a long time, running budget deficits and everything to pay out the pensioners. I don't see a pension. I'll never see a pension. I've never invested in like a 401k or any of that garbage, because that's what they want. That I go against the grain. I'm trying to stick for the Constitution the best I can. But it's hard.
Have you
it's a
loaded up
battle.
on guns?
Oh, of course. I'll never give up my Second Amendment rights. I don't care if there's police or whatever. I will go out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you're not taking what I've earned, and you're not taking my guns away.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now I know where to bunker if something happens to me up here in Canada.
Well, they're selling like these cool little cabin houses on like Amazon for like $8,000. I'm gonna put a couple of them on my land, I think, down there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe
Build them up.
Go visit you down in the humongous wasteland.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Hey, but you know what? The advice I could give all the listeners is just live within your means right now.
Yeah.
I think the credit markets are gonna freeze at some point because of this global garbage that's been going around.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna cut down the ATMs like they did in Hong Kong. They're trying to as a last ditch effort to keep this stupid system propped up, which it really needs to come down, and we need to start over again from scratch, like I said, and go back to constitutional money. That's gold and silver coin.
Hold on. We got Shanghai Larry on Skype messages saying, Mike, lots of military movement in mainland China. Lots of military vehicles, jeeps, military movement on streets, and military movement in local area.
Yeah, I mean, people need to hunker down, I think, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to intervene on behalf of Hong Kong. I don't know what their situation is, but
so it looks like in the rural areas and in cities in China, it looks like there's military movement. He's saying here, Shanghai Larry saying, sorry, military train with over hundreds of tanks on train. Heading north.
I mean, that's it. It's going to be interesting, whatever happens. I mean, I really feel for the people in Hong Kong. I really do. I
this
know
train's
that
heading north.
communism.
So where he's located, he won't tell me where he is in China, but he's saying there's military trains like passing with, it says here, tanks, and it says Humvee. Probably military.
Well, I don't know if
use.
they're Humvees. I don't know if China has Humvees or not. I mean, that's an American product, or it was.
Right, no. I think he's trying to say like those kind of vehicles, like those military grade
Oh, okay.
vehicles. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm seeing his writing style. I kind of get what he's trying to say. He's trying to tell me what it will look like on our side.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Hong Kong's coming to like a Tiananmen Square type moment, So, I mean, I would just tell the people to just resist as best they can. I mean, I know it's hard without weapons and counter weapons,
Yeah, in Hong Kong, I mean, they got umbrellas, and that's what what's his name there sent me a couple of videos. We had him on the show earlier. Evan was on a bus. He's on his way. He's on a secret mission to the Chinese border.
Right.
Did you hear that part of the show, or you came on later?
I did. No, I heard Evan.
Oh yeah, so he's on the bus going to the border of China for a secret mission he's working on. So I don't know. I hope he's okay with that. I hope I mean, I would not be heading towards
I hope he
any
stays
Chinese
safe.
border. Huh?
Look, I'm on the side of freedom. I think freedom should be for everybody, even though it's been masqueraded over by this evil system. It's not just it's spiritually, I believe too. We're fighting evil. It's good versus evil on a spiritual level. So, it's hard. It's going to be a rough ride, man. And I think people need to just, if you're in Canada, get warm clothes and boots and, and don't go, don't go along with the politicians. There is a time to stand up for that. I think voting, to tell you the truth, on the national level is a waste of time, whether it's Canada or the UK or Australia.
Commonwealth. The Commonwealth was good, like we were saying earlier, 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
The Commonwealth was the best, man.
Right. And I agree. I mean, the Federal Reserve is a bad idea. It was a bad idea in 1913. I wasn't there, unfortunately, but
You're the most amazing
it's
guy.
a big bamboozle, and that's part of the deceit is inside of the money itself. When people realize that we're just trading paper notes and digits back and forth, maybe, that'll wake the majority up, I'm hoping.
Now, can I ask a question? Okay, you saw me when I was filling out my ballot to vote for the president of Portugal. We have 20 parties. And did you notice on those ballots it had the Communist Party of Portugal, the what is it, the oligarchy of Portugal, the king, the monarchy of Portugal. They had the federal, the conservatives, the this, the that. How come America doesn't have that with 350 million people? Why don't they have that on their ballots so people could, if they want to vote communist, they could be communist. You don't have to have a Democrat party covering up as communists.
Right. It's all part of the joke, man. It's all part of the show. That's why I think it's ridiculous, because I don't even know how they count the votes, really, to tell you the truth. If you go to a national election, all of a sudden they got these, 49 to 51, it always seems like, percentage-wise, It just seems like it's all rigged, man. The show's over. The curtain needs to be pulled. We need to get back to the basics of everybody run their own country and stay out of.
Do you remember the Wizard of Oz at the end when they pulled the curtain on the guy and he was making all these noises and sounds?
Yeah,
that's exactly what's going to happen.
You know what Dorothy's slippers were really made of, right?
Wasn't it ruby slippers?
Yeah, that's in the movie, but in the book, they were silver slippers.
Oh, interesting.
So that shows you how important silver and gold is,
Right. Interesting.
But yeah, no, they've been telling us for decades, man. And a lot of it's propaganda garbage. You got garbage in and garbage out through the television, through advertising. There's subliminal programming and all.
I own a big chunk of the Bank of America building in 1290 Avenue of the Americas.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I got from China.
It needs to end, man. That's what Americans are tired of. We've been, the American people, the middle class is being decimated right now with all these banking, regulations and repos and rules. I mean, it's just enough, man. Let's get back to being, Thomas Jefferson said, to have alliance or not having entangling alliances with other countries. You know what I mean? And that's the problem too. Is it's inherent in our own government. They got lobbyists for everything.
Mexico,
certain lobbyists, they pay for it, pay to play. You know what I mean?
It's exactly
that's
what
that's where the corruption is, man. So. That's all I could probably think of tonight. Oh, did you see? So the U.S. Mint, they're supposed to be coming out with some, like the Sunshine Mint bars.
Yeah.
So they can't be counterfeited, because that was a big problem back in after the 2008 crash, and with precious metals. There was a lot of Chinese fake gold bars going around, and
what
not
isn't
silver
fake from China?
Right, exactly.
Anything you buy from China, let's say you buy some dinnerware, it's fake.
Right.
It's not real. Let's say you buy, anything, a spoon, a fork, it's fake. It's a counterfeit fork.
Right, and the majority of their products are plastic, so those are oil based, dude. That's why they're going after the oil supply so bad.
China,
they need that. They need that to keep that dirty economy going. It's just like America. When we were all industrialized, there was pollution problems. I haven't seen the air this clean other than the chemtrails, but in a long time.
Okay.
You know?
Well, we'll have you on the show for chemtrails one day.
Yeah, right. Okay, I got you, brother.
All right. Hey, stay out of jail, stay strong, and keep us on the pulse.
Hey, I'm on the DL, man, the gray man route, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
All
man.
right, brother.
Hey, stay strong.
All right.
Okay. That's Lord Humongous there from the Humongous territory there in south of Denver, Colorado. And the Raven said it, and who else said it here? Zombie Apocalypse Scary, The Yellow Brick Road. And if we look up The Wizard of Oz, symbolic, list. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because he is, 'cause ever there was. 'Cause ever there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because. The wonderful Wizard of Oz. Hidden meanings. I gotta unlock and create accounts. Okay, Dorothy Silver Shoes, money or silver. Emerald City, money or factory. Yellow Brick Road, gold. Kansas Farmland, commerce and populism. Let me see if I could get this unlocked. Let me see if I could find somewhere else. You never knew what was hidden of the Wizard of Oz. The Scarecrow represents factory worker.
Mexico.
What we need to have on this show is we need to do a show about this. We need to talk about the symbolicness in all this stuff. And I need Zombie Apocalypse Gary to come on the show. I don't know what he's trying to pull, but we need him on the show. So let's keep going. Tin Man represents mistreated factory worker.
Mexico.
Yeah. And the Cowardly Lion is populist hero William Jennings Bryan. The Secret in the Silver Slippers. They were actually silver in the book, like Lord Humongous said. Beautiful ruby slippers, and originally silver. The political message became loud and clear. Yeah, the Raven saying GE froze 20,000 pensions. We talked about that on the show earlier, and that is that's a big eye opener.
And I made a lot of money in Atlantic City, and I'm very proud of it.
So what else we got here? Farmers wanted to return to free silver to protect them from the economic harm caused by the gold standard. The Wizard of Oz yellow brick road representing gold is a dangerous path. It leads to the Emerald City, representing the link between gold and standard and political interests. Oh yeah. And it's full of cracks and holes. As the bomb writes, the bricks are very uneven and sometimes broken or missing altogether. The Scarecrow representing farmers fell into the bricks again and again, fell onto the bricks again and again. But Dorothy's silver slippers carry her safely around the damage, hinting that returning to a silver and gold standard was the solution to the economic problems of the 1890s.
You're the most amazing guy.
So here it is. The Wicked Witches represent powerful interests in American politics. The two Wicked Witches in The Wizard of Oz represent powerful forces in American politics that threaten the country. The Wicked Witch of the East, who Dorothy smashes with her house. Housing crash. There we go. Housing crash.
Yes.
Housing crash. Is thinly veiled reference to the Wall Street and all the moneyed interests in the 1890s. She represents financial industrial interests, and she is one who stole the Tin Man's heart and enslaved the Munchkins. Yes, the Wicked Witch. The Wicked Witch of the West similarly symbolizes the rich. In America's West, bankers, railroad owners, and wealthy oilmen like J.D. Rockefeller. Just as the Wicked Witch of the East enslaves the Munchkins, the witch in the West enslaves the Winkies, who represent the Asian laborers. The Asian laborers.
I love China.
In America's West, she finally dissolved into water, another allusion to the monetary debate over liquidity. So it goes on to say, it turns out a lot of the Wizard of Oz is about physical policy. The Wizard of Oz is an exciting story of a young girl's journey to find her way back home and her realization that she had the power within her all along. But according to scholars who see the political symbolism in the story is all about monetary policy. That's right. In the 1890s, the big debate in American politics was about the gold standard. Under the gold standard, America's paper currency was backed by gold, and anyone could take $1 to the bank and receive $1's worth of gold. The Flying Monkeys are super racist. The Emerald City is actually Washington, D.C. The wizard is the president whose powers is just an illusion. Guys, I am going to save this article and we're going to do a Mike on the Night on symbolism, political symbolism, and I'm going to save it right here for you guys. And we're going to really look at what people thought back in the days and how things are actually coming to light. How things are becoming exactly what they've been depicting the whole time.
I fully understand.
And it is getting out of hand. I am scared. Everyone's getting scared. And that's what they want. They want to rule us with fear. But the only way to cure fear is love. I know, it sounds tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, but love hurts. And knowledge. Yeah, knowledge. Yeah, Lord Humongous says that was a great article on the Wizard of Oz. We're going to break this thing down one day. I promise you guys. We're going to break this down, and we're going to talk about the political symbolism of this and how it's somewhere over the rainbow. And it's got, what, three shares? It's really sad, you got the whatchamacallits there, the social media, and people aren't sharing things that are important. People are not sharing what needs to be shared. And people are getting penalized for the dumbest things nowadays. Oh, if you go against global warming, you could be jailed.
Yes.
You go against talking about wages being stagnant for 20 years, or talking about housing is overpriced. They call you a nut job and tell you you're not living with the times.
And yes.
And they tell you that...
but we don't know.
That's it. They tell you don't know, and that's what they tell you. And that's a big problem nowadays, that people are scared, and they're becoming... Like, even myself, I see myself self-censoring myself. I need to be self-censored now. And it's scary. I got to be careful what I say now. I got to be super careful, because somebody might come at night and pick me up at the house and take me away. Because that's where it's headed right now.
Congratulations.
And I wish I had the answers to this stuff. I wish I did. I wish I understood more to tell you guys more. But we are creating conversation with it, which is very important, right? And I think That's very important. I think it's important that we kind of, you know, there's this younger generation that's been massaged is hoping that we die off fast so they could bring in this surrealism life, this surrealism, you know, hoping that we die off so that these 2-3 generations before me could live in this land of liberalism and freedom, right? And it's us old fogies or older folk that are trying to keep this country together or trying to knock some sense into people, but we're seen as like ruining it for everybody else.
And yes.
And we got Timothy Mack. Hey, not cool, Mike. I'm 23. Okay, but when you're on my show, you're double your age. So if you're 23, Timothy, and you're on this show and you're watching me, that means you're 46. Because a lot of people that are 23 right now aren't watching this right now. I'll tell you that straight up. They're out doing something else, or they're, you know, if you're watching this, then you're 46, buddy. Yeah, Lord Humongous says, the truth always surfaces. It doesn't matter. The truth, everything always comes to surface, no matter what, no matter how long, no matter how much time, no matter how much, you know, everything comes to light, you know? Oh, I'm tired. Supreme Cannon says, true, Timothy, most 23-year-olds aren't on YouTube trying to learn something on Saturday night. That's true. Penelope Drop said, I know visual artists who are managing to speak to all this nonsense. The Raven says, Lord, look at the Breakfast in America album backwards in a mirror. Then you and P in Supertramp and spell 911 above the towers in the pictures. Whoa, bro. I ain't down to be 100. No. That's only for people under 30. They're always double their age on my channel if you're under 30 and you're watching this Mike in the Night on the Saturday night. You know what I'm saying?
Michelle.
Yeah. So we're going to do a whole Somewhere Over the Rainbow special. And I really want to do this on One Mike in the Night and talking about, again, political symbolism. And I think political symbolism is a big deal. Guys, I'm going to ask a favor for you guys. If you guys could go on to my I have a backup channel that I use for backup in case this one goes down. Don't ring the bell on it. I have a backup channel here where I have it covered. It's kind of a cover for video games. I'm trying to get this one to 1,000 subs. And, oh, someone's asking, no, I'm not on Twitter, unfortunately. I am not. That's my backup channel. Go there and subscribe right now, guys. I need the support. I really do need the support on this channel. No, I'm not on Twitter, John. I'm not on Twitter. I am on Instagram. So if you go to my channel here. So I got this guy here. So this guy here. There's a guy named Trenzalore. He is basically... This guy's on the channel. I pinned the comment up here at the top of the basically this guy knows everything, guys. This guy right here, Trenzalore. So I'm going to show you guys the video. Guys, please, this is my backup channel. Please, it's one of my hobbies. You don't have to ring the bell. You don't have to follow it. Just subscribe to it, please. Please. That's all I'm asking. Thank you, Don, my man Don in the house. So let me go back here, guys. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I did a video here called The Life After Death Explained. Good morning. A random guy in a small town in the middle of nowhere, dressed like, I don't know, like some Super Mario here, on his way to pick up coffee, explains to you life after death. But this guy, Trenzalore here, I pinned the comment to the top. These videos called The Life After Death. I'm going to copy it and paste it here for you guys. And I am astonished that I finally have found somebody, and the comment is pinned to the top, somebody that knows everything. This guy knows everything. And I've never knew that I could ever find someone in my lifetime that knows everything.
Mexico.
I never thought I could. Anyways, we got to get the umpire's post on the show. He seems to be on the ball with quite a few specific topics, and find out, kind of pick his brain and where he's from and what he does or what he has to offer, to the show. But he offers a lot in the comments, and I like to have him on the show too. Guys, if you want to contact me, here it is, guys. At the top of my channel, my PayPal jar is right there. I'm also on Patreon. Patreon, you can instantly message me on Patreon like a pager. Like I get your message right away, like front and center. And then I'm on Instagram. So if you guys you could message me also on Instagram if you'd like. I have no problem with that. Instagram's easier to message me on. So if you guys want to shoot me a message for a Mike in the Night idea, I would be very grateful if you want to follow me here on Instagram. Mike Martins Official. And yeah, it's on there too. And then my Facebook fan page is not in English, though. It's in my first language of Portuguese. And I haven't been on this in a while. I'm sitting at, what am I at here? 117,000 followers on there. 15 this week. 117,000 followers on that one. And this is a very famous thing that goes around Africa. Africa never had a real democracy because it's easy to manipulate. It's easy to manipulate a corrupt country. Yes, that's going around Portuguese Africa like water in the rainforest. So what else? That's that. And just going around some old historical things on my Facebook here. But guys, follow me on Instagram. It's easier to message me. I get the message for some reason right away. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. I need you guys to subscribe and get this channel out there. Every time you see me live on Mike in the Night, I need you to share it on your social media while I'm live, so we could get people on the channel here, and we could get discussion rolling. We're talking here. We're talking. It's like a pedestrian. Hey, I'm walking here. And I like to know what you guys think. And guys, please go to my backup channel. We've used this channel before when my main channel went down. I have a feeling that YouTube might create a mass purging on their systems. I don't know what's going to happen, but this channel is safe because it's only video game reviews. And what we used to do on this channel, we used to secretly live stream on this channel. Okay, we used to get up to 50, 60 people watching. And then what we do, I delete the live stream later. So then we would live stream here, and if people go on this, they're like, well, this is just there's just video game reviews. There's nothing on here. It's just video games. But then this way, it's my hobby, but it's a good cover for us. It's almost like a speakeasy channel that we could actually discuss. And we did go live on this quite a few times on this channel. Don't ring the bell yet. I'll let you know when to ring the bell if this channel gets taken down for some bizarro reason. Anyways.
And it only makes common sense. I'm sorry.
Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love you guys, man. I really, 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 really do. We got Jasmine here checking in from Vancouver. How you doing, Jazzy? Thanks for... Jasmine is one of my... She voted today in the advanced polls. Jasmine is one of my friends that send me a lot of articles that I read to you guys, actually. During the week. She sends me articles, and I try to read them through the week. And yeah. So So she's a backup to the channel. The Raven comes on the channel. Supreme Cannon comes on the channel. Lord Humongous comes on the channel. We got Metal Gear Mark III always commenting and supporting the channel. Solid Extra's been on the channel. We got, who else? So everybody in the comment section has pretty much been on the channel or supports it one way or another. The Don always comments on the channel. Yeah, so 26 Gunter's been on the channel. So we get a lot of people on the channel. So we need everyone that comes on. Once you see me live, get on there and then share it on your social media. I don't care what social media you share it on. You know, just get it out there and get people watching the show. Mike in the Night, guys, repping up. It's been over, how long have I been on? Wow, 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm going to sleep, guys. I'm tired. You guys have a good night. Thanks for watching Mike in the Night. I really appreciate it. Let's have a wind down a song for you guys. Oh yeah, the wind down song.
Gemini King, Mike in the Night, and the Gemini crew.
Ooh! Mexico.
Turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mexico. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night.
Mexico.
Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.